Welcome back to the Monday Magnets. I'm joined by Will Taylor and Kade McDonald. Gentlemen, how are we?
Yeah, we're doing well. Doing very well.
Going really well. The vibes are high on a Monday. Last week, Tails was here directly to my left, but now he's on the 45, so I can chisel a couple of questions to him.
Changing angles, Tails.
I've got a big couch with me today, so to be able to stretch out after, I'd say myself and McDonald went to work on the weekend, put in some overtime.
Just the forward line humming.
Are you saying that I didn't try this week?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you
tried a little bit.
You definitely tried, but we punched in and yeah.
I counted
punched out
31
efficiently.
disposals for me, so and a goal.
That is the VAFA ball magnet of the week.
and we'll get into this. No. We've had a very good week. We've played footy. We've watched a lot of footy. What else have you boys been up to? You went down to Geelong.
Went to G-Town, saw the family down there. Just a little. I love going down to G-Town.
You do?
Just a little 1 hour down the highway.
Oh, yeah.
Just disconnect for a little bit.
Oh, it's God's country. I was in Torquay during the week. Had my favourite bakery pie, chalky milk, just chilled. So I'm fresh and ready to go.
Off the bat, is Travis Boak the best footballer to come from Torquay?
Yeah, from Torquay.
Charlie Curnow might have something to say about
Goodness
that.
gracious.
Yeah.
Who do we say?
But then if you go 10 minutes down the road, Pat Dangerfield's from Anglesey.
Yeah, we're not
if you
talking
go-
about Anglesey.
Then if you go 20 minutes around the corner, Gary Abler Jr.'s from Monterey.
Yeah.
No, that's all well and good, but we're talking about Torquay, boys.
Well, Torquay, Jasper McMillan Pettard. Changed his name when he got into the AFL to Jasper Pettard.
Yeah.
But he was a bit of a gun.
So do you take the 300-game veteran, captain of the football club, Lord of Adelaide, or do you take two Charlies?
Or
Not two Charlies.
would you take
Two Collins for Charlie.
Braden Ham, Category B rookie from Essendon?
Now that throws a spanner in the works.
Yeah. It was really good. It was really good for a long time. So
I think Travis Boak's still probably the best,
I agree.
credentials-wise.
at the moment, yeah. At the moment.
All right.
Charlie Curnow could be great.
Let him cook.
You could.
Let him cook.
How old is he now? 26, 27?
Yeah, 27.
So let's simplify it. Would you rather 300 games, 150 of them as skipper, or 2 Coleman medals?
Oh, maybe Bokey.
Yeah. Bokey.
Never going to win a flag, Bokey, unfortunately. Sorry, brother.
At this rate, neither is fucking Charlie Curnow.
That is a great point and a great perspective. No, we did play footy this week. As you know, it's well documented. We're struggling a little bit to watch footy on Saturdays. This week, slightly easier. But, boys, we had a day out.
Animals 3 in a row. We're starting to build into the season.
Div 12 Resi,
Feeling good.
second on the ladder.
Yeah.
So, scary times for the league.
It's good. It's good. Like, obviously, last year was just a year where we put the puzzle pieces together and we sort of figure out which way we want to play the game. And this year, I don't know, we've brought a similar group together, stuck fat over the summer. Some dropped off, some came in. But we're looking good this season. And it's been fun. Been fun footy.
It's been extremely fun. It was good to get back out there after the injury. It was just good to be running around and kicking snags of Dossie.
Well, Tails on return. So it was like 5 or 6 weeks out, comes back and kicks 5
That is ridiculous.
in his comeback. It was ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, Tails.
First quarter, I got nowhere near the footy. I thought this could be the longest day out on the park in my whole history. But then roaming has just seemed to find me at every opportunity. And, yeah, after the second quarter, I kicked 3 and then kicked a single in both the third and the fourth.
Nice little day out for Tails. Dos kicked 3. I kicked 1. So, a
9.
combined 9 for the Monday Mags.
The best part of Dossie is like he'll have a quiet game, and I use quotation marks of quiet game because he still kicks 3 like a minimum, and it's just so beyond me because like at the end of the game everyone's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Dossie, how many did you kick?" Like 1 or 2, so no, I kicked 3.
Yeah.
And it's just like it surprises everyone, but yeah, he just seems to find the ball all the time.
Very stealthy. Just play my role. Kicking snags is my role.
Well, I know there's a 20th AFL licence coming up, boys, and Wattle Park is in the running. So just a bit of a watch this space because we are coming and we are humming.
Good facilities down at Burwood, connected to the uni. So, yeah, big club to come back into the league.
Some storylines to run through this week, boys. Every game, a little bit of a storyline. And Dos, man. Are the Dees back? Are the Dees finals contenders?
I want to well, it's on record. We can go back and look. But I didn't waver. I stood firm, and the storm was coming for me from multiple fronts. Obviously from the Monday mags and from people in the street and people online. They were saying, your team is washed, they're cooked, blow it up, get rid of Petrarca, get rid of Oliver. Gorney's too old. You're going to have to start again. And I thought, I don't think we're at that position yet. Let's stick firm. Obviously, when we lost to the Bombers, I was quite worried. But now I feel like I can cash my check in of we are back. The boys are back. The D's are dangerous. I would hate to be a top 8 team that runs into the D's in the back half of the year. They're going to be that side that's a bit of a banana peel team for a lot of sides. And, man, that was full throttle football on Sunday. That was unbelievable.
What a complete performance. And fourth quarter, you just dug
The fourth quarter's been a criticism for the D's that they can't run them out, but we ran it out against Brisbane, and then we've just throttled the Swans. So it's the two grand finalists from 2024. When you look at the fixture when the season comes out, you look at those two teams and you go, geez, we're probably going to go back-to-back losses. To get 2 results and the last one to be as emphatic, it was unbelievable. And everyone got a lick of the ice cream. Cozzy was going crazy. Track was going crazy.
Sharpie was going crazy.
Our man Sharpie, he comes on and just kicks snags. And then Clarke got that goal towards the end, got the standing ovation from the members running off. There was 38,000 at the G. We're starting to get the people back to the MCG. None of this 15,000 crap that we saw earlier in the season. So it's starting to look good again.
Is Cozzy motivated by the Melbourne fan base and wanting to hang around? And because with a performance like that on the weekend, 24, 5 and 4, that's pretty crazy.
That is absurd. That is like Cozzy heads up west, Tails comes into the D's. It's a like for like, really.
It is like for like. I might have to shed a few kegs to fit into his Guernsey,
No.
but it'd be a little bit like for like.
I think he's only 23 as well. So, yeah, Cos is... We got Cos and Jackson in the same draft, and Rivers. And Rivers was unbelievable yesterday in the midfield as well. I'd never want to say this publicly or out loud or on a podcast, but I'm starting to think we look a little bit more lethal without Jack Viney in the midfield.
Oh, shit.
Never has that been said.
I know.
by a
You
D's
ain't make
fan.
burgers with the man. What are you doing?
It actually hurts me, and I'm just thinking out loud. But and maybe Jack could play like a high half forward defensive tackling role.
Is there like a half back role for Vines?
I reckon like just tackling inside 50 could be his go. But Rivers, Salem, Cozzy, we just had this completely different look in the midfield. That Langford goes through there now. Yeah, I'm sure we could squeeze him in, but it just looked really good yesterday, the mix that was in there.
How's the not the career, but the season of Kade Chandler been?
So good.
Just unreal. I
remember-
feel like we talk about him every week though. but-
Yeah. I remember 3.5 years ago, Dossie hadn't moved up to Melbourne yet. I was living in Richmond on Punt Road, and they were training at Gosh's. So we'd walk over, and he's a massive nuffy, and you probably weren't in Melbourne often, and you literally, it was just like you come up to Geelong.
We went
and
and watched them train.
literally over the road, they're training every time you come up.
Yeah.
So we'd go over and watch, and Kade Chandler would always, and he wasn't playing at this point, but he would always wave to Dossie.
Yeah.
And just like, I don't know, he must have been playing twos, but he was taking the piss in the twos for ages.
Yeah.
And then, we'd go down to training and he'd just wave at Doss, and now he's Kade Chandler.
Yeah, well, that's it. When I look at our list, we've got a lot of Kade Chandler types that they've sort of played 4 years and you're waiting for them to pop. And last year, we probably had 6 or 7 in the starting 22 that didn't take that next step. And that's why we saw this stagnation of the team. And that's why there was question marks over Bowie, Chandler, McVee. But all those names have taken the next step. And that means like a quarter of your team have taken the next step. So to see that evolution, that's what's going to drive your footy club. It's all those like that Cozzy, Rivers, Bowie, Chandler, McVee names. Like once they take the next step, it means the team can. So I don't know. In the last 6 games, you've seen Langford and Lindsay really settle in the competition as well. So there's a little bit of chatter about like, is this a trajectory similar to what Hawthorn did last year? I don't want to get too excited, but if you replicate the last 6 weeks that I've seen, it's going to be a fascinating end to the season.
You stuck fat with them. I'm going to stick fat against them and just say...
A nice little patch and they drop off.
Yeah, they're going back down the hill, brother.
Oh, no.
They're going back down the spectrum.
Oh, no. I don't know if I could cop that.
But
It's the hope that kills you.
there hasn't been many games I've wanted to go to live more than Dogs Cats on Thursday night. And unfortunately, we couldn't go down to GMHBA because we had footy training and it was
a good session as well.
It's a Thursday night in Melbourne, so we can't go down. But geez, we should have gone down, boys, realistically.
You know what? No, I don't like GMHBA. I don't like going to watch Geelong games.
It's Tails' team.
And I love watching footy on the TV, and I actually had the best time ever.
I'm actually very. I'm backing Dossie on this
Oh,
one.
what
I'd
the
probably, for a game like that, I'd prefer to watch, especially a Doggies game. I'd prefer to watch it from the comfort of my couch.
Man, the food in the media box at GMHBA Stadium, I'm just saying, Tails, you've got a media pass. Go in and use it, brother.
Well,
They got pizzas. They got good pizzas.
I might quickly get escorted out by security if I'm just there for the food and not the media aspect of
Just
the game.
say, mate, here's my food media pass.
I think GMHBA has chin-chins as well.
Yeah. Well, they've got a barn meat card as well down there. So
That's not the Geelong I grew up in.
yeah, not my.
We just had
bar.
bloody ripper roast and chips and gravy and
Torquay ice cream shop.
Timmy's.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's
Lammies.
well, I've never gone to. Actually, that's a lie. I've been to GMHBA once and seen a Doggies win. But every time I seem to go down, I just always leave disappointed, which I don't like.
How many times have they lost at GMHBA? The last couple of years, they're losing their fortress.
Yeah, well, Doggies have been a team that's beaten them there the last few years. And
To be fair, last year when we played them, it was the biggest mud pit you'll ever see in your life. And then the year before that, they rolled out a VFL side
yeah,
in the last game of the year.
because they were done.
Yeah.
Nah, that was like from start to stop, the whole theatre of Bailey Smith. Like, I feel bad for Mitch Duncan because it was his 300th game. And the promos that Seven rolled out before the game was unbelievable. Talking about Bailey Smith's relationship with the Dogs and had little snippets of Bevo talking, little snippets of the
It was
Bond
kind of
talking.
some social first thinking from the media teams a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
the song that they used was
was a
trending
trend on,
social media sound.
yeah.
It's pretty funny, but it was great.
It was unbelievable. It looked like a movie trailer. And just the theatre of it all. So at the end of the game, Bailey Smith said he was shitting himself about what the Dogs would bring. And when they went silent treatment on him and just got on with the game, it almost made him settle in a bit better. So I wonder if the Dogs would approach that differently, because Bailey Smith's probably leading the Brownlow right now. He's the most informed player in the competition. And they didn't give him attention. And knowing after the fact that Bailey Smith said that the attention would have rattled him, I wonder if they'd do it differently if they had their time over again. What do you think?
Interesting take. I don't feel pressure.
Nah. I think...
But Bailey Smith was like, oh yeah, when none of them came to me, it sort of like, I was like, oh cool. Like, I wonder if Libba and Bont were just yapping and getting into him, I wonder if they could have put him off. Probably not. He's a big game player, Bailey Smith.
I think the silent treatment is the best kind of treatment you could probably give a situation like that. Because especially if the Bont and Libba went straight away to him and just started, like, straight away they've lost that mental battle.
True,
Like,
yeah.
they've let it get to them and then already on the back foot for the centre bounce. Whereas if Bont just went in, did his own thing, Libba went in, played as the bull-like player that he is like, we saw a great contest, and like at the end of the day, I mean, it's the set shots and the goal kicking from the Doggies that sort of let him down a little bit.
So the Cats got out to a massive lead, and then the Dogs reined it in, and then there were stages in the last quarter where the Dogs should have been 3 goals up. Like, they just had chance after chance. And then Geelong, they always do this. It's a credit to them. They absorbed the pressure. And then I think it was Jeremy Cameron. Oh, Shatter Neal got on the end of a couple
Really?
late. Yeah, Shagger got
put
on
on
the end of
30
a
kilos.
couple. And he just put the game to bed.
Jezza kicked 6.
There's a kick 6, Shannon Neal kicked 5.
Talk about a stealthy sort of bag. I didn't know, like, he was lining up. They're like, Jezza for 7. And I was like, oh, if he had kicked
From
2 or
out of
3,
nowhere.
yeah, I would have taken that.
Talk about not really wavering with the Hawkins retirement. Shannon Neal slotting in nicely.
He's like 205 centimetres or something.
They've done well. Geelong just know how to recruit and then just build in house. And
They still need Danger back. Still don't have Danger. Still anyone else out at the moment?
Guthrie was playing VFL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, they just do what they do. I think they've got an easy fixture to finish as well. I'm pretty sure Geelong have and we're making this up on the Magnets, but it's something like the Tigers twice and West Coast twice or something in the last half of the year.
That'd be nice for the D's.
Yeah,
they got Brisbane in Geelong as well. So
yeah.
Oh, that could pip him in GMHBA. Have we got an opportunity? We need to go to GMHBA. I like to go once a year.
We could roll the red carpet out and give you a little tour of Geelong.
yeah.
We needed. We
We
haven't
can
done
do
a
a Monday
Lammy
Magnets
sesh.
vlog and we'll go to all parts of Geelong.
Monday Magnets live from Lammy's or from GH.
I would love that.
Imagine we could do it from Lammy's. I don't think Geelong Hotel's operating anymore. I think it's
No.
the Geelong band room.
Well, I want to go. I want to go to the inn because you always pop the inn.
No,
But I love
fuck
the
that
inn.
place right off.
I
The inn's
love the
beautiful.
inn.
I like going.
I hate that joint.
No,
You
it's
need, there is reasons, and this is why COVID was good and silver linings and stuff.
Silver Linings playbook.
You need capacity limits in venues.
Oh, it was a bit sardine.
You can't breathe in your venue, guys. I know you want to make cash.
But I liked that vibe. It was pumping.
I hate it.
It's pumping.
Talk
back
about
then.
anxiety. I hate that shit. I hate people. I don't like.
Yeah, people suck.
I don't like the average man.
Yeah.
But just not my place. I don't want to.
Ballarat's a ripper place as well.
Oh, there's a reason I don't go back there, Tails. But you go into bloody Volta, it's very compact. You know? You're getting 50, 60 blokes in there and you're going hard for a couple of hours. You're not got 500. The inn's got 500.
Yeah, because it was pumping. It was the hottest place in Geelong.
Oh, great.
And me and Tails used to roll in with our feathers up, with our button-up tops on, and we just go and have a boogie.
I'd rather go to the deck.
The deck.
Jeez.
I would much rather go to the deck in Geelong.
Gee whiz.
You ever been there?
Yeah, I think like once, to be honest.
Multiple
How it
times.
was?
It's,
Yeah, it was all right, actually.
multiple times.
I think someone had a birthday there once.
Jeez.
I probably can't talk about what I did at the deck the last time I was there, but moving on.
There's a place to
footy.
go on Thursday nights, the deck.
Well, shout out the deck. Shout out,
Yeah, shout out the
shout
deck.
out the
Good
inn.
on
Shout
you.
out Lammy. Shout out GH or Geelong Band Room. We got a couple more shout outs to give, not related to the Geelong nightlife scene. Boys, AIA shout out of the week. Thank you to AIA. We got some
A to
shout
the I
outs.
to the A to the A.
Got some shout outs to give.
Absolutely, we do.
Tails, who do you want to shout out, brother?
My shout out of the week, we are rolling with pretty much the same one as last week. The boy, Sammy B. Butler.
Well done, Sammy.
Sammy B. Butler. And you're probably thinking, boys, why are we shouting out a Box Hill Hawks player? And I say, well, fucking stick this up, yeah. 42 touches, 1 goal,
Aye.
156 ranking points. What was it? I think it was 5 tackles, 10 marks, 22 kicks, 20 handballs.
Yep.
And he's just a small forward and he's just trying to fucking crack in.
He's actually getting after it.
He's actually getting after it. And I've shouted him out a couple of times throughout last week. So, I mean, am I the lucky charm that some of these AFL players need? And I don't know.
I
don't
reckon
know.
there's something in that. I reckon that you might be right, Tails, because he went from 31 to 42. I don't think he's had 30 ever. And then he backs it up with 40.
So what's he going to do this week? Is he going to have 57?
He's
in
coming for
Kick
Titch.
10? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's coming for Titcher.
That's all I'm thinking. But shout out Sammy B. Dossie?
Well done, Sammy.
Well done, Sammy.
Well done, Sammy.
I want to shout out Dimmer.
Dimmer.
Yeah.
Big Dim.
Shout out, Dimmer.
Shout out Dimmer. He's finally got a win at Marvel Stadium.
Yeah.
He hates
Incredible.
the joint. He sooks about it all the time. Sooked about it as a Tigers coach. He complains as a Gold Coast coach. But he finally got a win over the lowly St Kilda Saints. But he got a win regardless. So good on you, Dimmer.
Well done, Dimmer.
Good on you, Dim Sim.
My shout out of the week, housemate of Sam Butler, Harry Sharp.
Oh, Sharpie.
Well done, Sharpie.
Big week for the household.
It's a massive week for the house. Sharpie's come
Get
on as
lucky.
the sub for the Dees and slotted a couple of beautiful snags. I know we briefly touched on him before, but just travelling nicely, the
He
Sharp.
does it. He does it every week, the Sharp, man.
And we're talking about AIA vitality here. Like health and fitness and life, moguls. We want everyone to be fit and healthy. Harry Sharp, one of the best runners in the comp. He's so fit and he's hot.
He's a picture of health. Is he just quietly one of the better pickups over the off season?
Well, he's been consistently playing to a degree.
No, he's
and
played. I think he's played every week.
reasonably performing.
Some weeks he's sub, but yeah, he's good. He's good. He's like a high half forward. His running capacity is ridiculous. But what I love about him is he always gets on the scoreboard. Always kicks a snag.
Always. And kick two of them.
Yeah, two. He's one down the wing where he's running with track. Track feeds in the ball, couple of bounces.
So hot.
And then the celebration where he's, yeah.
You like that one?
I loved it. I loved it.
All right, shout out, boys. Well done. AIA shout out
Good
of
on
the
you,
week.
boys.
Yeah, we're gonna bring back the voice message. It worked really well with
It's one from one.
with Tom Brown in the first week we did it. We gave it a rest last week, but we're gonna bring it back this week. And Harry Sharp's the lucky man that will be
We're going to
getting
talk to a Dees player.
a voice message. There's actually two of your mates in this photo. It's Harry Sharp and Coleman in the profile pic. So
The Ballarat Magnets.
hopefully he'll pick up this voice message. All right. Should I start and then you?
No, you go, mate.
Then you roll into it?
You guys start. I'll just bookend it.
G'day, Sharpie. It's Will Taylor from the Monday Magnets here, mate. Just wanted to give you a big wrap for your week. Obviously, the D's are flying at the moment. Mate, you are flying at the moment. And you've been named our AIA Shoutout of the week. We've just loved what you've been putting on the track week in, week out. We've also labelled you sneakily one of the best pickups over the off-season coming across to the D's, mate. We love your speed. We love your run. We love your energy. We love your goals that you're kicking. And we loved your little sally that you gave as well. Go well, mate. All the best for the rest of the season. And, down at the Monday Magnets, you are definitely a favourite of Baz, myself, and Dossies. Well done, mate. Go well.
Beautifully.
Well
So I
done,
sort of
Taylor.
just ran out of things to say except go well, and go well.
Go well, brother, and go well.
Beautifully
Good on
said.
him.
That is poetry in motion. I've speaking of poetry in motion, I've been reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
You're going to joke about it, but I love that shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a stoic.
Stoicism.
Yeah.
Have you ever read any of that?
Yeah.
It's great.
It's really good.
I've been writing down some reflections on each chapter. I'm at about chapter 6.
You need that out on the footy field, some stoicism.
So it's funny what applies. It is funny what applies. I was going in there, not really knowing what I was going to get. There's some of the beliefs in Marcus Aurelius's 22 key meditations and applications for stoicism. He talks about not getting angry with the ignorant man.
Oh, I love that.
It is, it's applicable to McCabe's life, particularly on the football field.
I think he lives with the ignorant man. I think that's what he's saying just quietly.
No, I
A couple of our teammates are ignorant men sometimes.
correct, yeah. So, and you can't blame someone for being ignorant
Yep.
because they don't know any better. And I'm learning that a little bit.
What's
So-
he saying about death? Marcus Aurelius has a saying, memento mori or something, and it means like we're all going to die. So
What does it matter anyway?
yeah, what's the matter? Oh, it's beautiful.
Some sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Just everyone's gonna. Your time will.
Yeah,
shall
it's
pass.
just a good reminder.
Pack it in, bruv.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Yeah.
And there's a little bit of philosophy for your Monday.
I love it.
You never know what we're gonna bring.
That could be some hope call for you. Pack it in, bruv.
Some hope. Cool.
What about the Dreamtime of the G, Baz? That was an alright game.
It was all right.
Well,
Couple of
Well, that's great that you thought it was all right.
couple of salad dwellers.
for 3 quarters, it was unreal footy. It was back and forth, and the Tiggies were right in it, and Ben Miller looked unreal. And
Ben Miller, so good. And just on the Tigs, I know this is going backwards in a way, but Jacob Blight, our man in the twos, He's been that stiff. Guilty as
Stiff
well.
as a board. Yep.
We
I
all
get
know.
stiff around him.
We all know. He's gone out in the twos this week and
Sam Butler numbers.
dominated. He had 25. Where am I? Jacob Blight, 26 touches and 9 marks.
You know what's fascinating about this podcast? So Essendon have won, but we've kicked off talking about the Tigers, and then we started talking about the Tigers twos when Essendon have got a good win on Friday night.
The Dons are great.
It was a great game down in Franger, so I don't know what you're talking about. But my favourite part about this game was
the twos game.
yeah. My favourite part about the VFL game, no. My favourite part about the Dreamtime game was that it was two, third string ruckmen just going head to head as the first rucks. So you've got Todd Goldstein, who's on the latter of his career, and Samson Ryan, who's just been toiling away in the Magoos, waiting for his calling, and he's come up and he's playing in the bright lights of Dreamtime at the G in front of 90,000, and it's just that was such a cool. I don't know why it was a cool moment, but I found it really cool.
Someone I want to mention from the Bombers was young Angus Clarke on debut.
Oh my God, the 3 goals.
He
on
kicked
debut.
3 goals too, and then he had an interview on Fox Footy afterwards, and it was him and his dad. And if you got KO, go back and watch it. But it's him and his dad Stu, and they're from Warrnambool Way, but almost closer to Mount Gambier. They're from the bush, but he played in SA, so maybe he's on the SA side.
Plenty of McCabe in those areas.
But he has this country bumpkin Jonathan Brown style accent, philosophy on life. Him and his dad were hilarious, answering the questions. It's this 8-minute interview, and he's just this knockabout kid. And he went out and just played like he was playing local footy. He just went out, Dreamtime at the G, 80,000, kicked 3 snags. He was awesome.
Well, pre-game, he was pumping up the other boys. He was like, mate, how good's this?
Yeah.
We're about to run out on the G.
You keen, mate?
He's slapping the other boys boys, this is so cool. And he was probably shitting his pants, nervous, but that's his way of sort of expressing it. He just looks like a little bubbly kid.
He was saying in the interview, he was really heroing that he was from a remote part of Australia. He was in the interview, he kept reiterating, I just want to do this to show that other kids, you can get drafted from wherever. And being from a remote regional town is really important to him. And yeah, it was just sick. Him and his dad he had everyone in stitches on the panel. It was awesome.
I couldn't have got out of Ballarat quicker.
Yeah.
To be honest, Angus.
No,
But
I wonder if he's loving the G now. Old Gussie Clarke.
I think he's enjoying.
Yeah.
Imagine when he finds out Public House.
Yeah.
When he discovers.
Wait until he sees me at the Swan Hotel. Then we'll see how much.
He's more of a Lammies man.
If you see, when Angus sees us strolling down Swan at 2 a.m. one night, then he'll really get the picture. Nick Martin, 166 fantasy for the man, 2 goals and 35 disposals. That is outrageous. And they're missing a couple of the Dons. Ridley, is Ridley out at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ridley, Zach Reid. There'd be more, I reckon. Heaps. I think
Brother
heaps.
of Riley.
Yeah,
Bad
that's
joke.
his
That's
older
a
sister.
That's a bad joke.
I only
isn't
just
it?
cocked it.
Cole
Langford just went down as well.
Yeah.
soft tissues, a lot of soft tissues.
It's
Sammy Drake.
Well, yeah, and then they've lost all their ruckman and Bryant.
It's such a funny one for Essendon because I had them at the start of the year in the St Kilda category where they can come out and blow teams away and just put an absolute clinic on the park, but then they just have a few hiccup games, and then all these injuries just haven't helped at all. And I'm only thinking,
No, I reckon they've helped.
and I'm only thinking, what on earth are they going to do come? Obviously, mid-season draft on Wednesday. What are they going to do come mid-season draft?
Essendon might be one of the more interesting teams for the mid-season draft.
You know what?
got 4 selections.
You know what Essendon could be a destination club for.
No, don't
Little-
say what I think you're about to say.
Don't lick your lips either.
little goob across there.
Taylor!
Wow.
That is
True.
so true.
True, they have lost
Good
all their
cross
ruckman. And he's been doing body fit.
Yes,
He's been putting
Another
in
body fit product.
extra sessions, extra sessions to get his fitness up because obviously for some fucking weird reason the doggies didn't want him. And they said, mate, your fitness just isn't up to scratch. And he said, hold my beer. I'll get off the cans. I'll do more walks with my cat. I'll do extra body fit sessions. And on the weekend, he had 54 fucking hit-outs. 54 hit-outs, 17 touches, and a goal.
That is outrageous.
He's just a good fucking ruckman. And
Do
he
you
needs
reckon-
another go.
Do you reckon the fact that he does body fit justifies all of Doss's body fit sessions?
Well, it just goes to show it's AFL caliber. The training you get down at body fit.
Well, the amount of snags he's putting on the park, I might have to start fucking doing body fit as well.
It is true. I don't mind the idea. But who else deserves to be picked up? Who else is in the running? We know Cooper Hamilton wanted to put his hand up. He might not have played enough VFL footy. But is there any other names that we could be seeing?
Yeah, I'm flat that Coop couldn't get up to a few more VFL games. But, I mean, there's a few Southport Sharks boys that are putting their hand up. I know Zach Foote, Boyd Woodcock's another one.
Boydie.
Sammy Durden, he's not far out of the game. And
Apparently, Parfitt is
Brendan
dominating
Parfitt.
the waffle,
Yeah.
like taking the piss.
Oh, how old's he now?
24. So he's like
Really?
yeah. It's so funny that like a Sean Manor can get picked up at 24 and it's like, oh, what a revelation. But Parfitt on Geelong's list, stagnated in his career, gets spat out, plays good waffle, but you think he's washed and it's like, no, he's the same age as like what mature age
Are you
people
sure he's
get picked.
24?
I have made that up in my head and I'm pretty sure.
Because
Another
you're
one.
not good with this.
I can leave a year or two on
I'm
the
going to
table.
search it.
Another one is fresh off the list, Jack Bytel.
Yeah, I loved. We've spoken about him early days on the pod, like round at 1 or 2 or 3.
156 ranking points on the weekend.
Nathan Kruger.
Yes,
thereabouts.
Krugs, the little Grovedale Tiger coming in and just doing his thing as well. And it's just these boys that just need to be recognised as well.
Doss has had an absolute mare tails.
Oh,
like an
no.
absolute mare.
So you
How
said Brendan
far off
Parfitt's
am I?
24.
He's 27.
Oh,
Oh,
Dawson.
no.
He's on the back end.
How can you possibly stuff that up so bad?
Nah, that's a long way off as well.
Because
That's-
it's 24-year-olds like fresh.
Yeah. 27's a bit washed.
That is poor from you, man.
It's a bit washed. Well, it's Marlon Pickett territory, so we've seen stories like that before.
Oh, Pickett would be 32.
We've seen stories like that before.
Anyway, look, I'd love to see Brandon back in the big leagues.
No, I'm neither here nor there, to be
But
honest.
he's 27. So we'll see how he goes.
Jeez, the bag is in limbo at the moment.
The
what are
Baggies
we-
have stagnated again.
What are we doing, Carlton?
Line through him? Like, sort of like...
Not in terms of the ladder, they're not completely out of it yet, but like
Just flirting with that
morally.
But
morally out.
morally,
Even if you make it,
Not
morally
there.
have you made it?
it's
Morally.
Well, I think the Giants rallied together for Toby's 250th, obviously, and Toby rallied himself together 3-3 and cheeky 28.
Huge game from Tobes.
Just another Toby Green game.
Good story for you about Tobes. In the off season, he was up in Melbourne, did a boxing session with Tommy, and I went downstairs to use the toilet. We were upstairs in this private boxing room, and I come downstairs to use the pisser. He comes down to go get coffees and asked me if I wanted one.
And you pissed on him.
And I said, I'm okay, thanks, Tobes. I actually really wanted one. I went and got one after. I don't know why I said no, but I felt like...
You had to take it. You had
I
to
felt
take your
like-
opportunity.
No, mate. It's all, like, I always do that.
Yeah.
Always. Like, I don't want to ever inconvenience
be a fuss.
anyone. I don't want the help from anyone.
Yeah.
Except for you boys on the pod, that'd be great.
I'm always saving some money, so Tobes, buy me a coffee whenever I see you. But he lives not too far from us. He lives in our area.
Well, Toby Green,
when he comes back.
I was going to say, he lives in Sydney, Western Sydney.
Yeah. Fly in, fly out. Him and Tommy Mitchell and Jack Viney, I
And
reckon,
Gil Buckley.
played at the Rovers or something growing up.
The
Hugh
Ashburton
Comets?
Redbacks.
Ashburton
Reddies.
Redbacks. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Not Dill Buckley, but
Yeah,
those
one of the
two.
all-time junior sides.
Yeah, Ashburton
Dill Buckley was there.
and Ashy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90%
Pretty
certain.
sure Dill was kicking 14 for the Fitzroy Juniors.
I'm like almost certain.
Every time I hear the story, it's Green, Viney, and Mitchell. But I'm pretty sure Dill was friends with Mitchell growing up because of the Carlton connect. Their dads both
Yeah.
played at Carlton.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting our wires crossed and our podcasts. Multiple podcasters in that group.
Yeah. Lots of pods. Oh shit.
Toby Green's in and out of
The green room and
and American Aces sometimes.
Aces, yeah.
We're talking about Dylan Friends and Ball Magnets all coming together at the Ashburton.
Just lots happening.
Hawks versus the Lions at the G.
I love those fixtures.
Lions up in Melbourne for the week. Probably got their ice baths in at Salt, East Melbourne.
They did.
And I've got a question out in the air. Where are the Hawks at the moment? Because,
Well, let's be real here. They've played two of the top 3 sides in the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's tough. And they've played the Gold Coast in unfamiliar circumstances out in Darwin, I think. So it's...
They got the Pies next week.
They got the Pies next week. And then they've got the Doggies after that. So
yeah, that's a tough run. Do you reckon could the... It's just on the Dogs, could they finish top 4?
You're asking a lot from a team that's 7th at the moment. And I think the back end of our fixture isn't amazing.
I think they could because everyone says you look at percentage and the Dogs have one of the best percentages and that's always a good indication of how teams are going. I think the Dogs could finish top 4.
Because we just put those minnow teams to the sword.
Yeah.
You know, we go out and we win in Ballarat and we win out at wherever we play
But on the Hawks,
smaller clubs.
So
Yeah, like
There's
they're
so-
not going anywhere.
no, but there's so many teams across the last few years. The Dees did it, the Swans did it. I reckon Geelong did it not that long ago, where you dominate your first 6 to 8 games, and then for some reason, with all the leading teams between like rounds 10 to 12, I don't know if it's an extra block of conditioning, but there's just this funky part of the year that always becomes a great equaliser and brings these teams down to earth. So I think Hawthorn are just going through a little patch where they know they've banked enough games in the first half of the season, probably just a little bit bored trying to get to the bye. But they're sitting pretty nicely, but they wouldn't want to lose to the Pies this week. That would be...
Well, we touched on it briefly last week. I said Will Day's probably a 3 to 4 goal difference, and that's huge out for him. But you would just like... Hawks are going to make finals, I think, no matter what. I'm pretty happy saying it. But you'd hate to see them only get like a 6th or 7th spot with how good they have been projected to be. And I think they'd be pretty disappointed finishing 6th or 7th too. But that
100%.
could easily happen though.
Sam Mitchell would not want the boys finishing 6th or 7th. And like, yeah, they could win it from anywhere, but fuck, you'd want like the second chance. You want to be playing at the G with the second chance on the Thursday night fixtures. Just fucking doing it.
Just churning it
But
out.
yeah, I think Hawks are just it's just the mid-year. Like, it's all right to lose games now because then you can reset and then just launch into the back end.
Mid-season woes, they'll be fine.
Time you run.
I agree. Touch on the Pies game very briefly, which had our magnet of the week, which this year there's been a couple of rogue magnet of the weeks in terms of... It's been very diverse. A lot of different blokes earning that award. But Nick Dacos has won the Ball Magnet of the Week this week with, I think, 38.
38. 38 of the best.
Good
Pretty
number.
sure he had a fourth quarter of 17 touches, so he really went to play in that last term. And, I mean, Collingwood always seem to do it against North for some reason.
For some reason.
They just seem to
It's Collingwood versus fucking North, Will.
tiptoe on the line of just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then in the fourth quarter, Collingwood just go, all right, let's play some footy. And then
They're
they
just trying stuff out.
blow them out of the water.
Once again, it was game on until it wasn't. Like, all of a sudden, I thought, start of the last one, this is going to be a ball burster. But then, all of a sudden, it was just over in the blink of an eye.
I think in the last quarter, North Melbourne only laid 4 tackles.
Fuck.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. It really screams defensive issues. But I think...
It's a great observation.
Collingwood are good.
Collingwood.
Ned Long is good.
Yeah, 29.
Another 29 piece. He's a big body as well. He's just a huge lad.
Is he the most improved player this year?
Well, I'd never heard of him until this year, so...
No, because he hasn't... Didn't he debut?
Yeah, but I reckon he was on the list last year. Was he mid-season last year?
He was playing for Hawthorn a few years ago.
Is he 24 years old?
Have you got a reply from Sharpie?
Oh, please. Please.
Let me see if he's seen the message.
They played yesterday, so they'd be recovering, please.
No, still
For
unsent.
fuck's sake.
Still unsent, unfortunately, but it's all right.
I'm going to cut that.
We've still got a while.
That wasn't very Marcus Aurelius.
I'm going to cut that. Saints Suns, my boys. We've had the rub on the green against the Suns for a long, long time. 2020, 2021, 2022. They could just not pip us. I know we touched on Dimmer getting a win at Marvel. But from a Saints perspective, I went down to the VFL on Sunday lunch, and there is just some blokes running around that could really be helping this side. There's a lot like Ari Schoenmaker, Liam Henry, Dan Butler, Hugo Garcia was down.
Why aren't they in?
I don't know, mate. This is the great debate.
The great debate.
And then who else did they have? Keeler was playing.
Jack Carroll had 28.
Jack Carroll
kicked
kicked the goal on the siren to make it a draw.
I like Jack Carroll.
Kicked one on the siren from about it was a tough kick too, and slotted it to make it a draw on the siren, which was unbelievable. I think I've said on the siren 4 times now, but he slotted it on the siren. So good on Jack Carroll, and I reckon there was a couple others. Harry Boyd, in the VFL, he should not be messed with because he is so big. He's such a large lad, and he was just dominating whoever the Suns' ruckman was. But I got a couple of glimpses of Leo Lombard as well. There's a couple of good Goldie players down there as well. Geez, it'd be a lot of money to get the VFL and AFL sides down for a weekend.
Yeah.
But they'd have to be doing that pretty frequently, you'd think.
Yeah. Well, it's a national comp, the VFL.
And
Victorian Football League, a national comp.
Burwood getting that 20th AFL licence is huge.
Yeah, it'd be handy.
The Burwood Wattle Park Animals.
Is Matt Rowell just going? Like, he hasn't signed yet. He's in career best form. He's so important to their midfield. And the longer that this plays out, the sort of more we're just sort of thinking, see you, Rowley?
Best contested player in the league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cripper?
Well, they're different.
yeah.
But, like, in terms of diving on it and getting it out, it's Libba and Viney-esque. Matty Rowell.
Viney's not the...
Viney's known for
5 years ago.
putting his head in
You
the trough.
said it first, mate. You're the one saying you don't want him in there anymore. You said he's shit.
But I'm talking about the trait.
In his prime, he was doing it.
No, in Viney's prime, he was a bull.
The trait of burying your head.
I still think he's good too, but
Yeah.
not up to DOS pace.
Jeez. I've never done that in my life.
That's harsh.
And I never will.
Rowley,
Yeah, he's gone.
he could be gone. But what if they go out and win a flag at the end of
Then
this
I
year?
reckon he does go. I reckon the only thing he's like sort of waiting for is like, I feel sort of bad about leaving before they
Yeah,
do.
might win Goldie a flag and then fuck off.
Fulfill the prophecy and piss off.
Just try something different, boys. What?
I was waiting for a gap to do that.
Just one word to leave off the pod. How you feeling? And
Are we going to skip over the Freo Port game?
yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Fair enough. I don't
Murphy Reid kicked 4.
Mate, it's too fucking shit in
Luke
the state
Jackson
team.
took the piss.
I don't like Freo anyway.
It's Drewsy's team and the fucking Pears team.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
A showdown of the OGs.
I'll ask you a quick hypothetical. Is Hinkley gone before the end of the season?
I think this too far in now where it's like you may as well just let him. But it has been a bit of a shambles of a year for them. Like they have sort of.
But like, media, shut up. Like,
We are the media, mate.
They said he's there all year. So
Yeah.
he's going to be there all year, you knobs.
But on reflection, should he have been?
Just let him. Yeah, he's
They
done
beat the
enough.
Hawks.
He's done his work
Did beat the
experience.
Hawks.
They're getting pounded by like 50 points every week now. A real ground and pound.
90 when they go to Ballarat, but who's counting?
Doesn't matter. They're staying in fucking Creswick.
It's
Pod at Creswick.
One word. And you know, actually, you know, one word with absolutely no meaning. Just say a word to wrap the pod.
To wrap up the week of footy,
One word or whatever, mate. There's nothing that it's based on.
mediocre.
I've got my word, but I can't think of it. But I know what I want to say.
Gridlock.
No. Word for halts in progress.
Impasse. Standstill. Delay. Standoff.
Fuck. I can't find it.
Sorry, I just
I've
went
got
to
my word.
I went to the thesaurus. Yeah.
Momentum.
Ah. Okay.
And you just,
Who needs the momentum?
I don't know.
Mine was mediocre because I thought could have been some games that were a little bit more exciting this week. But
All right, well, mine's momentum because I've kicked back-to-back goals. And McCabe is flying for a best and fairest, maybe.
flying, he reckons.
My word is reverberating.
That's what we've waited for, isn't it?
Reverberating.
That's great. That is awesome, Dawson. And can you give us a little bit backstory on that?
I just think the D's big result is reverberating around the league.
They're boiling.
EA Sports. It's in the
And
game.
They've also got the Saners at
Shut up.
Traeger Park
Fuck, let's go down.
That's
in Alice Springs.
Oh, yeah, we'll go.
Monday Magnets from AS.
That sounds very
From
exciting.
the Red Centre.
We could do a road trip. I actually would love that.
I did it in year 8.
To Alice Springs.
Yeah, we had a
Yeah.
year 8 camp that went to Alice
IDU
Springs.
9 camp in Alice Springs.
And you drove.
Yeah, on a bus.
We flew up and bussed back.
Central
That's
Australia camp.
horror.
No, it was bad. Everyone
Would you
got
rather
sick.
So
Would you
nice.
rather drive there, drive back, or fly one way and drive back? Because
Well, we flew and drove back, and then someone drove there and then flew back. But their flight got delayed, so they had to take like 3 separate flights, and then
I'd
Get
almost
back.
just rather drive there, drive back than get one-way flight, because then I know the luxury that I've had of flying. Maybe I'm silly.
I'd rather
Anyway.
fly it, to be honest.
yeah.
That has been another episode of Monday Magnets, boys. Thank you very much. A little bit tamer. Oh, the Sharpie. A little bit tamer than
Yeah, a
usual
bit
weeks.
quieter.
But thank you all so much for joining us for another episode. And thank you, boys, for joining me on a Monday morning.
Cheers, Sydney. Cheers.
Cheers.
Chin Chin. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Ahoy the boy.